Protecting your ideas is more than just about legal protection. It's crucial to your business strategy. As inventors, we have several options for protection. In today's video, we'll explore how to approach protecting your inventions with a business strategy in mind. Stick around until the very end for some essential pro tips on weighing your options. Hi, Lloyd here with more tips and tricks to accelerate your invention licensing success. Your support means the world to me, and if you find this video helpful, then please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And if you want to learn more, then check out the links below for additional resources for inventors. Before I dive into all of your options for filing patent applications, it's important for you to understand that once you've filed the patent application, you're considered patent pending. You have that patent pending status. And then once the USPTO has examined and approved it, you have an issued patent. Okay, so with that in mind, let's review the three main options for protecting your ideas. We have design, utility, also called non-provisionals, and provisional patent applications, or also called PPAs. Understanding the pros and cons of each will help you to make smart business decisions about which one is the right one for you and your invention strategically. So let's dive in. First, let's look at design patents. These are the most often least desirable, but they do have their pros. They protect the unique appearance or design of your product, which can be crucial for products when what the product looks like is what the key selling point is. They're also usually quicker and less expensive to obtain than utility patent applications. So if what your product looks like is why people would buy it, then this will get the job done for you. But there are some significant cons to design patents. Since design patents only protect the ornamental design and not the functional aspects of the invention, competitors only need to make changes to the look, the design, the appearance, in order to avoid infringing on your product. Now, the result is that they are limited in scope. So it may not fully protect an idea if function is more important than design. Now, let's compare that to utility patents. These provide broad protection for the functional aspects of your invention, how it works, how it's used, and how it's made. They offer stronger and more comprehensive protection, preventing others from making, using, or selling your invention the way you would have it made. And they're often more valuable because they cover a wider range of potential infringements. On the other hand, utility patents are more expensive, with an average cost of $5,000 to $10,000 in the US, requiring detailed documentation and legal assistance. The application process can take several years. During that time, your invention isn't fully protected because you can't enforce or defend patent rights before those patent rights have been granted to you, meaning that you have an issued patent. Next, let's talk about PPAs. Most inventors file provisional patent applications, or PPA, for their new ideas. I'll explain more on why in a moment, but there are exceptions, and it's important to know when those exceptions apply so that you don't waste your time and your money, or worse, make a mistake that could prevent you from ever getting a license with your invention. PPAs are a precursor to filing a utility patent or non-provisional application. They establish that filing date, which is critical because patents are granted based on who files first. At any time then during the following 12 months from when you apply, it must be converted to a utility application or non-provisional application. If you don't, you will lose that earlier filing date and go back to the back of the line if anybody else has filed before you on something just like it. So they set the date and give you that 12-month temporary patent pending status while you continue to develop and maybe even license your invention. They're less formal and easier to prepare than a full utility patent application. With a filing fee of under $100 and with a little bit of help maybe, this is something that you can file for yourself. You just want to make sure that you get it right or it will be rejected. So if you think that you'd like help with that, then please use the link below to book a call and I'll help you get squared away. So the bar is pretty low with provisional patent applications and becoming patent pending so that you can start soliciting your invention with a PPA. I'm sure you can see why most inventors would choose this one, but there are some downsides to keep in mind and weigh out in your decision. First, if you're planning to license your invention, some companies will require an issued patent before they will even review your product. I recently had a conversation with an inventor in the crossbow industry who assumed that a PPA was enough, and I would have agreed with him. After filing, he found out the company required an issued patent. He had to either abandon the patent and just walk away from the whole thing, or quickly convert it into a utility application, which can take 2 years on average to issue, just to be able to then go back to that company that he had specifically invented this product for. So while filing a PPA is usually the strategy for licensing most inventions, it could be a waste of time and money if the company that you're targeting requires issued patents. Do your homework on the companies that you want to license to and make smart business decisions about what type of patent will work best for you and your invention. And the second big tip I wanted to give you on PPAs is if someone else starts making your invention while it is still patent pending, you are not fully protected. You can't enforce or defend your patent rights until they're granted by the USPTO. Since a PPA is only a temporary application that must be converted to a utility patent application in order to issue, filing a PPA can delay that issuance over time. While this delay is usually not a problem, it is important to be aware of the costs and potential implications of filing a PPA, especially if timing is important to you. Now, being an inventor can be tough and confusing at times, I know, but I'm here to help. If you have any questions, then drop them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Or if you'd like some one-on-one advice, then feel free to book a call using the link below. And if you're curious at all about the Ninja Inventor training that we have, then check out those links below while you're there. Let's tackle this journey together and turn your ideas into reality.